That we are all live.
I'll jump on my screen for you, Arlen, and share my screen.
No worries, no worries. Okay. I think also we are live also on Instagram. Okie dokie, guys, welcome. I am not sure though about the display on Instagram. Guys, if you're able to see us well, I hope you do. I really hope you do. I hope at least, guys, you will learn and join our session today with Mr. Lachlan. I'm going to pass to Lachlan from Douro Academy. Just really quickly for me, I'm going to say hi, enjoy the session, listen to the instructor, okay? And I will join you towards the end just to say hi and maybe kind of talk about a little bit about the things that we have happening right now and stuff that might come, and kind of join our line in the TTP soon. So let's see.
Sounds perfect. Brilliant. Thank you. That is brilliant, Arlen. Thanks for your help. So hi, guys and girls. Hope you're magic. Lockie here. I'm going to be guiding you through the session today. That being said, we are going to have to go through a number of slides, guys. So as we build numbers, guys, welcome to the live trading room. We're doing Thursday with the trading pit. That should certainly keep us out of trouble. As the markets are moving really nicely today, so there's already been a couple of little trades up for grabs. So a welcome to the webinar wherever you are in the world. Now I've got a sound check from young Ahmed in Australia, which is brilliant. Mark,
mate, how are you?
Man, I'm fantastic. It's a very good Thursday in downtown Japan. Steve, how are you? Hope you're fantastic. Alrighty, so guys and girls, audio's good. Tim, how are you? I hope you're fantastic. I hope everyone's brilliant, guys. It looks like we've got a lot of different countries in the webinar. I was going to say you can see the comments. You can see the comments that have been put in the webinar, but there are already trades running. There are already trades running today. I've already had a great little trade on the FX. So suffice to say, even though the webinar hadn't started, the market's producing some great trades. So I think it's exciting. So welcome to the webinar. As the webinar is titled, How to Get Started as a Professional Day Trader. Now, I am currently, guys and girls, the CTO, so the Chief Trading Officer at Douro. I've been trading for a long time. I'm going to take you through that now. I did get asked a couple of days ago, actually, guys and girls, why, Lockie, do you love teaching trading? Guys, I love teaching trading because not only can I trade at the same time, so therefore it's actually quite good fun, but I love teaching trading because I believe it's probably one of the most empowering things you can teach someone. Whereas if you can teach someone to read the financial markets, they can read the futures market. We're going to be, they can just, I've got a sound issue here, guys, just wait one. So they can read the futures markets. As you can read crypto, you can read oil, gold, you can read the stock market quite happily if you want to. Stock market does move very slowly, but so some people like the stock market. So that said, guys and girls, we'll get rolling because we've got a lot to do. So today we are going to be doing what we call the LTR trial. So basically giving people around the world an opportunity to come and have a look at what we do. The live trading room, guys, does run every day of the week. Right? So this is literally just Thursday. Looking at the lead-in volume, so I use the S&P 500 as a measure. So S&P 500 is a US stock index. We use that as a measure as to how fast the market is likely to move today. We're looking at moderate volatility, moderate volume today. So not only will it be a good little opportunity as to teach today, but it'll be a really good opportunity to get some really good trades. Now, with all of that said, it's because we are going to be going across multiple jurisdictions today. So I'm in Japan. So I'm going to have people logging in from Bali. We've got people logging in from Australia, Singapore. We've got people logging in from Europe. We're going to have to go through a number of customer caution notices just to make sure that we cover most jurisdictions. So first and foremost, guys, we are going to be trading futures today. Some of you will also be trading CFDs. What does that ultimately mean? Guys and girls, there are risks in trading. So there's actually two risks. There's risk of making money and losing money. So you'll find today that we are primarily professional risk controllers. Guys. So we'll talk about risk. We'll talk about profit. We'll talk about all of that kind of stuff. Now, when you are trading futures, guys, and CFDs, you're trading on margin. What does it mean? It makes the risk I referred to in the previous slide slightly larger. Guys, what does that mean? There's even more focus on being professional risk controllers. So generally speaking, if you were to study any of the courses that I've done over the last 15 or 16 years, you will note that in all of those courses, it is more important to know where you are going to exit a trade than where you're going to enter a trade. So we always want to talk about, as when we get into a trade, we always want to talk about your exit strategy. So where do you plan to exit the market? Now, naturally, as we pick up a pivot-based reversal today, we're going to be going for longer range targets. If we pick up a non-pivot-based reversal, so that's a reversal out the middle of nowhere, or even a really, really lovely trend trade, we'll be looking at the larger charts, setting a smaller target expectation on that one. Okay, so we do that every time we trade. Now, as everything I'm going to be doing today is general information only. We also can't, we used to be able to use the past performance of what we do as an indication of future performance. We're not allowed to do that anymore. That changed about 5 years ago. And as a result, the fund police came in and said, Lockie, even though you had an amazing day in the trading room yesterday, you can't use that as a reference. It's like, okay, great. So what we do every day, ladies and gents, for those who don't know, we put a video out on YouTube. I was basically saying, here is the trade of the day, here are the lessons of the day, and this is what you could have done today. Guys, we do that as a bit of a reference tool and just a bit of an exercise in what you can do. As if you do want to have a look at those YouTube short videos are at the Douro Day Trading YouTube channel. That's actually gathering a little bit of momentum now. There's more than 500 subscribers, more than 50,000 views. We crossed over last week. Suffice to say, those people are enjoying those videos. Now, we know, guys, that past performance is not a reference to future performance. We also know that there's market risk factors. So what does that ultimately mean? As I'll be running charts live on the screen. I'll be telling you where I think you should be getting in. I'll tell you where I think you should be getting out, where your risk control should be. I'll go through all of that detail. And again, if you are going to be copying what I'm doing today, guys and girls, do your absolute best to copy what I'm doing. Making sure, because we're on different internet connections around the world, there's actually no guarantee that you'll be able to get the entry that I get or the exit that I get. It's just one of those things, guys, of being in an online market environment. Now, my history, Cole, how are you? Brilliant, Steve. I'll jump on that in a second, so I appreciate that. So, guys, my history to date, I spent 15 years in the regular army. I was in Australia, spent 14 of those years away from home. Suffice to say, absolutely incredible. I'm a dad, so I'm a husband, a dad. I'm a father. I'm an adrenaline sport junkie. I do enjoy skateboarding. Then I do enjoy surfing, and I'm an avid paraglider. So my paragliding instructor was actually in a webinar. I was on Tuesday night. If Dave happens to be joining us today, hello, Dave. As he's in Australia, anybody who wants to learn to paraglide, he is the best. There is no doubt. Now, my history, very, very quickly, ladies and gents, I have been published multiple times in multiple languages. At the end of the day, the reason I've been published is I have a little bit of a contrarian opinion on the world. As I think you should be trading on a daily basis in order to earn money. There'll be lots of different opinions out there about what's good and what's not good. At the end of the day, guys, I'm a futures trader because we don't use conventional brokers. So we don't use a Forex broker, for example, when we trade. What does this mean? It means there's no one on the other side of the market to manipulate the market against us while we're trading. Therefore, we can actually get on with the job of professionally trading and turning this into a professional career. So I'm very, very excited, guys, to take you through the charts today. Just as a note, I also lecture at university at the Masters of Applied Finance and Investment level. As I lecture in currency hedging, have been lecturing at university for 5 years. Suffice to say, if they've got any questions at all about the game of trading or any aspect of trading, I can probably answer those for you. If I can't answer the question for you, I'll hand it on to a smarter person who can. Now, what we're going to be doing today is we're going to implement 3 of the strategies, guys, that we basically base everything off, guys. So we're going to be looking at CSA, which is our candlestick analysis. So we'll be basically identifying strong candles or weak candles, and ultimately they're making decisions to who's in charge. We will also use, guys, mathematical ratios. I'll do that mathematics for you. It's pretty straightforward, but I'll do that for you. And we've got the choice, ladies and gents, of entering trades today statically or dynamically. Dynamically, slightly more advanced traders will enter dynamically. Guys, what does that mean? They won't wait for the 5-minute candle to close before they make a decision on their trade. All right. For those that know what they're doing, I don't mind them entering dynamically. We'll talk about that. For those that are brand new to trading, guys, or if you're trying to copy what we're doing using a CFD, understanding that your entry is normally typically slower than a futures market, then I would be very, very much sticking to static charts. Ultimately, what does that mean? I want you entering when the candle closes, not dynamically. If you're a CFD trader, you might get pretty nasty slippage against your trade. So we just got to be a little bit careful for the CFD traders. And we're going to use two principles today. We're going to use the ABC market, or what we call the ABC pattern and the stair step in the market, in order to work out who owns the market. We're going to join the owners when they're really strong, and we're going to dump them as soon as they lose that strength, and we're going to join the other team. Now that is called, guys, is a trading principle from 2007. That's called identify the team that is failing and join the other team. Now, it's been working, guys, from the 1st of August 2007, when I first learned about futures trading. It's been working from the 1st of August 2007. It worked perfectly yesterday, so obviously suspicion will probably work well today. Now, for those that haven't been in our sessions before, we have a motto. Basically, that's let the market do the heavy lifting. So what we do is we never ever second guess what the market is going to do. We wait for the market to give us one of 12 different signals and basically say, if you trade this, your entry price is this. If you trade this, your entry price is this. And we ultimately go from there. So that's called let the market do the heavy lifting. Now, in our screens, as we log into the live trading room today, there'll be 4 charts on the screen. There'll be the NASDAQ in the top left-hand corner, S&P on the bottom right-hand corner. We've got the FDAX for the slightly, I used to say slightly more expert traders, but some of our beginner traders are actually killing the FDAX, which is really kind of good fun, guys. And the FDAX is looking really good today, guys. For the FDAX traders, looking really, really good. And down the bottom, ladies and gents, is the FESX. All right, now the FESX is a reference chart only. It is a really, really good reference chart. Even if you're on a NASDAQ, guys, even if you're trading the NASDAQ, you'll find that the FESX is an absolutely stunning reference chart. Now, what to expect, guys, what to expect, particularly for those that haven't been here before. Ultimately, at the end of the day, I've got a team of specialists, guys, backing me up today. I will turn their microphones on. Some are already turned on, but I'll turn on the majority of those microphones so that we can benefit from their wisdom, guys. Quite often, with a lot of stuff going on, guys, I might miss something or I can't see something. So the team behind me will obviously help me out significantly. Now, that being said, we're going to be going for profit first and education second. So a lot of the live trading room people that have logged in today, guys, they're not here to learn, they're here to make money. Right? So we've got people making money and earning and learning at the same time. So again, it'll be profit first, education second. That said, we are going to be focused, guys, on the European Open in this particular session. What does that ultimately mean? Some of the traders that are working in this session have been here for at least 9 years. As a result of that, you might see people putting profit into the actual chat log, like Ahmed just did before. Hey, Lockie, I took a reversal here and I got 20 ticks on the NASDAQ or so on. So you'll probably find, ladies and gents, there'll be far more trades taken by the slightly more senior traders than what I'm actually calling. Our volume today is around about, we're going to hit around about 60,000. So we should pick up, guys, around about 12 to 14 trades. But again, guys, depending on how aggressively you're trading, if you're trading aggressively, you can actually quite happily pick up to around about 20 trades. Now, we will be running, guys, we'll be running or targeting a 90% strike rate. We do that every day. The reason we target such a high strike rate is it develops a very, very positive psychology around trading. Guys, now the trades that I execute, guys, I put a video out on YouTube every day talking about what I've personally done. Now, that said, ladies and gents, I've already taken a trade on the FDAX. I'm already at my daily KPI, right? So I'm already almost finished trading for the day, and the LTR hasn't started yet. That's okay. And guys, as I said, YouTube, guys, if you want an indication of what we do on YouTube or what we're basically achieving in the European Open, there's more than 100 short videos, guys, on YouTube now. There's more than, I believe, 215 videos on YouTube. So there's a lot. There's a lot on YouTube. I was under Douro day trading. It'll give you an idea of the fact that we do target that 90% plus strike rate every single day. Now, personal considerations, as we roll into the charts, what I would suggest to everybody is the best trade for you guys is the best trade that makes the most sense to you. So there'll be around 8 different styles of trading being used today. There's 12 different signals to hunt those 8 styles. So suffice to say, I just run with the one that best suits you. Now, a warning order for my backup moderators. I'm just looking for them now as we roll through. Louis, not that you're a backup moderator, mate, but your microphone is on. As I'm just warning out the backup moderators. There is a very large thunderstorm circling outside. So if I vanish, guys, or I lose connection or something funky like that, We do have backup connections and everything. However, it's a pretty wild storm. So I'll make sure those backup moderators are ready to roll. No, that's it, ladies and gents. If you're brand new to trading, please watch and listen and learn. If you're an experienced trader, guys, you're welcome to take any trade that I discuss. Naturally, you'll know what you're doing anyway, so well done. As particularly if you've navigated your way through the 101 course, a lot of the stuff I'm going to be doing today is pretty straightforward. I'm going to seek to maximize the profit on every trade. So what we will be doing, ladies and gents, is I will be giving you a risk control point. That's where I want you to consider reducing your risk on the trade. We will try and go for big targets on every trade. I do think, ladies and gents, the big targets today are going to be selling the market down. Again, why is that? The 4-hour charts have basically fatigued themselves. So I think we're going to go down pretty hard. So therefore, guys, I think today the long range targets are actually to the downside, right? So I think we're going to pick up some really, really nice sells. Dave, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. Now, all of that said, ladies and gents, please note that if the trade that I talk about has got beyond your required risk profile, we'll look for a smarter entry that's inside your risk profile. Please also note, guys, I want you to go for the largest target you possibly can on each of these trades. Now, with all of that said, we're going to go to the live charts. So I've prepared these live charts for you. They should be projecting in the background. So can I get a double, guys? Can I get a double check? You guys can see charts. Ahmed, yes. And guys, Ahmed has just reminded me, very, very important point. Ahmed, mind you, I have done it multiple times already today. As that being said, I want to make sure that you, if you're coming in, guys, if you're coming into the session, I want to make sure that you have saved your workspace. So that's saved your charts. So if you do get an internet glitch or a power glitch or something, you can all of your work is saved on your charts. Now, as I watch the charts pop along, we're spot on time, guys. So the gun goes in around about 13 minutes. So we're looking pretty good. What I want to do is I want to take you through these briefing notes. This is what we do every day. Effectively, we'll start bottom right-hand corner, guys, which is the FESX. This is our reference chart. The first thing I want to bring everybody's attention to is that the FESX, guys, you can see this little black arrow across the chart here. The FESX has run out of steam at the 133 fib extension on the 4-hour chart. So what does it mean? The European-based traders think they're in a 4-hour move. That 4-hour move is basically finished, right? So therefore, I'm thinking they're probably going to go down. Now, that down may not occur instantly, guys. We might get a flurry of buying. Might be some swing traders out there that are about to get swung by the market. I'm not a swing trader. It's under any stretch of any imagination. There's reasons for that. Ultimately, what do I think? I think that the market is going to turn. I think it's going to fall. Mind you, we don't forecast what the market is going to do. We don't try and preempt the market. What we do instead is we just wait for the signal to form and then we go. Now, a couple of points, as if I can. The first things first, ES volume. So S&P volume was 50,000. It's moving towards 60,000. So we're looking at a moderate volatility. So moderate volatility, moderate volume session. What does that mean, ladies and gents? For those that don't know, the US is already done. So the S&P 500 hasn't actually woken up properly yet. Okay, I'll just do some maths for you. Right now, as we look, it's at 57,000 contracts. So it's done 57,000 contracts already with a face value of $30,000 US. So it's done 1.7 billion already, and it's not awake. The reason I bring that up, ladies and gents, is that the US, so just the S&P 500, is going to today turn over on average 3.147 trillion. So 3.147 trillion US dollars. What that means, it's actually the biggest single market in the world, right? There's actually no other market that is bigger than the S&P 500. Damsey, how are you? Now that's backed up by the Russell 2000, the NASDAQ, the FDAX, the FESX, gold, oil, and similar things. So the futures markets, guys, the futures markets are absolutely massive. Now, just a warning order. One of my backup moderators, young Damsey, is logged in. So that's perfect timing, Damsey. The reason I say that, I'm just waiting for Cody to log in as well. The reason I say that, mate, there's a very big thunderstorm over here in Japan. So if I vanish, as you might be graced by young Damsey. So we'll have to keep a close eye on it. So, mate, just
not to interrupt, but there's also a large storm here in Sydney.
Perfect. So,
But I think we're good.
That's so if Cody comes in and goes, "Oh, there's a big storm in Bali," he goes, "We know that we're running the gauntlet on the session today. That's all good." So, guys, next point. So the German WPI news announcement came out. It was actually negative, guys. So the announcement was negative. Now, I don't believe the news is going to have a great deal of effect on the market today for our trading session. However, a little bit later on, guys, really, really, really important. Guys, I want you to be really, really careful if you're trading tonight on the European markets at 9:15 p.m. Tokyo time. So, guys, everyone do their maths on that, 9:15. Because there is a double red flag German news announcement that's actually triggering at the time it normally doesn't trigger. Okay, so they've pushed the news announcement out of our trading session. I rang them yesterday and said, "Can you push the news out?" And they did a great job of that. That's a joke for those that don't know. That's a joke, but they've moved this very, very important news, guys, to 9:15 p.m. Tokyo time. So be very, very careful of that. For the US traders, for those trading the NASDAQ or the S&P, I want you to be super careful at 9:30 p.m. your time tonight. There's a very, very big news announcement. In fact, there's 3 of them running back to back, but it's also off the back of the presidential debate that's just gone through. Suffice to say, the market is really, really itchy because it hasn't responded to that debate yet. Now, Bitcoin, guys, if you follow Bitcoin has responded to the debate already, but the major financial markets have not yet, right? So they're literally like little springs. They're trying to coil, basically work out what does the debate mean and how can I take advantage of it. NQ short off the Remy NQ short. Well done. As we go into larger charts, so really, really quick, we'll go into larger charts. Just make sure nothing's changed. So we'll cruise across to the bottom right-hand corner as to the weekly chart. At this point in time, the sellers still own the stair step on the weekly chart. So as much as these buyers are trying to buy back, guys, against that selling stair step, we're probably going to see at some point in time, guys, either towards the end of this week or early next week, we'll probably see a pretty hefty sell down on these markets. Now, I believe if the news announcement this afternoon is negative, I believe that will probably occur tonight. Now, that said, guys, down onto the daily chart, if we have a look at our stair step, again, so 1, 2, 3, 4, the buyers own the stair step. So if this little candle, so this little candle right here, okay, so if we actually push through, let me put a little circle on it for you. This one right here, if we push through the bottom of this candle, which is the current daily candle, if we push through the bottom of that, it's going to be a dirty, not a clean, so just the difference between the two, it's going to be a dirty daily static bar reversal short. Okay, so there is pent-up energy in the market, as in we're probably going to see that towards the open. All right, now we go down to the 4-hour chart. Guys, this is the danger chart for European open traders. So if you haven't been, guys, in this session before, just be aware that the 4-hour chart on the European markets is normally where if we get stuck ever, it's because of this market. Guys, I note with interest, just like the US markets, the 4-hour longs are already fatigued. Yeah, so the 4-hour longs are completely fatigued. Well, interesting, man. Interesting point, Cole. You talk about that. Guys, what I see is something very, very interesting if I can. Right, the FESX is running into the 133 fib extension on the 4-hour chart. Okay, it's literally probably going to tease the 141.4. Have a look at where the NASDAQ is at the 141.4. Have a look at the NASDAQ is bouncing off the 141.4. The S&P's on its 141.4 and the FESX is about to kiss its 141.4. So I have a sneaking suspicion, guys, they're all working in unison. They're all working in unison. So it's suffice to say, they might be at slightly different levels. Right? They might be at slightly different levels. Reality is, I think we're looking for a bit of a tumble. Okay, no doubt about that. Down to the 60-minute chart, guys. We'll have a look at the 60s. And again, guys, we are going to be closing in 5 minutes and 45 seconds. We are going to be closing a 60-minute short. Right? So we're going to be closing a 60-minute short on European Open. Most likely, they're probably going to buy up a little bit, turn around, and come back the other way. Okay, so that may be what they're about to do. I'm thinking shorts have probably got it. Now, mind you, guys and girls, if you haven't done what we do before, please just don't go and put a short on because they may go up first before they trigger those shorts. So just be a little bit careful on that. There's no intel, guys, no intel that we need on the 15-minute chart at this point in time. Now, really good point, guys. FESX, highly likely to cruise down here to that 100% extension. So that could be a really, really lovely stall point if we do go to the downside. Now, I'm just going to move this across over here. Guys, moving the cameras across. For our S&P 500 traders, guys, big one. For the US traders, please watch, guys, if we do sell down hard, please watch for the high of the 15-minute MDI, which is quite a strong resistance level. Craig, how are you? Hope you're brilliant. So hi, everybody. We've got lots of people cruising in now. I'm going to see if we've got young Cody. Yet, no, Cody's on his way. Good, guys. I love it when the backup moderators are all in. Guys, both US markets are fatigued. Now, this is a really big point. Guys, a really big point. In my humble opinion, the US markets are fatigued to the high side. I think they're going to turn around and come back down the other way. All right. So as a result, if we do sell on the NASDAQ or the S&P 500, as for the US-based traders, I need you to keep an eye on the 15-minute chart trend indicator. Right? If we break through that, it'll be the 30-minute. In fact, the 30-minute charts are looking very impressive. Guys, let me show you why I would say that. So have a look at this. All right, this is your NASDAQ 30-minute chart. Have a look at the gap between where we're trading right now and the 30-minute chart MDI. As now the flip side, let's have a look at the 15. So the 15 is already teasing its trend indicator, guys, which is going to offer some resistance. Whereas the 30-minute chart, guys, which is just loaded a -4 rated static bar reversal short. Basically, guys, if these guys buy on open and then sell, we're going to try and hold the short on the NASDAQ for up to 90 minutes. Okay, 90. So that's for slightly more experienced traders. But suffice to say, if we get a short, guys and girls, it could be pretty impressive today. Okay, could be pretty impressive. Now, as we roll through, guys, final points. We've got 3 minutes until the gun goes. Please note that the FDAX loves the 50 fib on the 4-hour chart. Now, the 50 fib, guys, is down here. Okay, in my little yellow square here, I've got this beautiful, we call confluence or agreement between the 100% fib extension and the fib retracement. So I'd suggest they're going to go down there relatively quickly. FDAX probably going to fall, guys. You get around here, it's going to bounce back up, turn around, go back to the 50 fib, and then probably wait for its news. So I do believe, guys, today we're going to get a pretty well shotgun start. So what does that mean? For the FDAX traders, again, if we look at our stair step, guys, the sellers own your step. 60-minute SBR trigger. Let me just have a quick look. 100%. So we've already triggered a 60-minute chart short on the S&P 500. Nice. We're about to trigger double 60-minute shorts on the NASDAQ, so double trades at the same time. And the FDAX, guys, is setting up for a 60-minute short as we speak. So look, I'd suggest, guys, we're going to go down relatively hard. Now, that's awesome if you're already short on the FDAX, guys. Now, how would you already be short? As you've got a static bar reversal up here, it goes just at the start of the pre-market off the 141.4 fib extension. Because that's the exact trade I personally took, and it's put me through my daily profit goal already. So as I was saying a couple of days ago in the live trading room, if you are trading the pre-market and you do pick up a valid trade very early on in the pre-market, it normally performs very well, as that one has already done. Okay, now, in preparation for the opening candle, so for those people that don't trade the opening candle on Europe, please don't let me romance you into taking a trade. Look at this. This is brilliant. I have a sneaking suspicion. Again, we're probably going to sell down a little bit, guys. We're going to run pretty hard back the other way. So the key for the opening candle, as for the FDAX traders, will be whether it changes color. Okay, so for those people that don't know, as if that candle changes color to either an orange, which is most likely, or a mustard green, it means that the sellers are using way too much volume in trying to sell the market down, and we're likely to get a bounce going back the other way. Okay, now, with 30 seconds to go, guys, until the gun goes, please make sure if you're live trading, guys, you've got your live charts on. If you're copy trading, then please make sure you're copy trading to the correct accounts. Please make sure you've got the correct ATMs loaded, guys. That's your risk control. Please note for the NASDAQ traders, as if the S&P 500 closes underneath yesterday's high, then I would suggest going long on the NASDAQ is not a particularly good idea, okay, which we have just done. So orange candle on FDAX, that would suggest immediately that the sellers have tried to push down into yesterday's high. That didn't go well for them. Okay, that did not go well for them at all. Now, the efficient short, guys, we've got an efficient short on the NASDAQ to the downside. Guys, if you do trade short on the NASDAQ, you would need to make sure you control your risk well before yesterday's high. Okay, well before yesterday's high. Let me give you a Fibonacci to think about there. FDAX at this stage, we're just waiting for the market to do what it normally does. Okay, I believe that is probably the FDAX, the NASDAQ fibs. Okay, now, DAXI at this point in time, they're buying first. Guys, they're buying first. I do know that the Europeans have got the gap to close, guys, so don't be surprised if they buy first. Guys, this candle is probably going to run out of steam. If it does run out of steam, guys, and we do get right, they're running out of steam already. If we were to get a punch through, guys, then you are, as in you're looking to trade. Let me label this candle for you, probably a bit easier. That static bar reversal short is on the FDAX. If you trade pre-market static bar reversal shorts, as your entry is short at 31. So the FDAX traders, if you trade the opening candle, you've got a short at 31. Your target is 26. Okay, so 31 through to 26. Slightly more senior traders can go for larger targets than that. The volatility of the market, guys, at this point in time says a 5-point target should be very, very easy to pay. Now, what I was suggesting, guys, before, if I can, if the FDAX pushes through this black line I'm adding to the chart, the buyers will own the stair step. That will then offer the potential for a 50% Fibonacci reversal. All right, so that means as instead of entering down here at 31, you would be looking to enter around about the 36 mark, all right, with significantly less risk and significantly more potential. Let me just double check those levels for you. It's a 36, guys. It's a 36 entry short for the FDAX traders. Now, again, if they keep climbing, guys, that's no problem at all. Just let them climb away. Because if they start cruising up to the 76 Fibonacci's, okay, then we may actually be picking up the 76 fib reversal short. Okay, which looks like this. So at this stage, guys, the 50 fib reversal, guys, if that's what you do, the buyers have just stolen the stair step. There is a short at 36. Your target is 31 for new traders. That's also your risk control point, as even if you want to go for longer range targets. All right, now at this stage, NASDAQ has not triggered short, as an S&P 500 is mucking around yesterday's high. So we've got nothing on the American markets at this point in time. Watching. Let's look at my larger charts. Right, so the FDAX, guys, is triggering this daily long over here on the left-hand side. Now, that's fine, guys. We let him go. Now, we're getting up, guys. We're getting up to a 76 fib failure. That does mean if you trade a 76 fib failure, guys, then you've got an entry short, guys, at 53. So the entry short, guys, is just getting higher and higher and higher. If you are going to go short at 53, guys, please note you are in the last 90 seconds of the candle. So if you're going short on the FDAX at 53, guys, your target will be 48. Is not only your first target, but also your risk control point. And again, if these guys are going to run out of steam very, very late in this candle, we're probably going to get quite a big response on the next candle. Now, for those people that haven't been in this session before, the reason I mentioned the last 90 seconds is, generally speaking, if we get a trade in the last 90 seconds, it can misbehave a little bit. right? So you want to try and pick up those trades very, very early in the candle, right? Very early in the candle. Now, these guys are cruising along, guys and girls. They're running out of steam, potentially at the 141.4 fib extension, which is where they failed before. So again, guys, if you're not short on the FDAX or you don't trade the opening candle, that's all right. Just let them go, because we are now looking at a pre-top reversal. Right now, the pre-top reversal, okay, you would need them to move through the pre-top. Guys, need to move through the pre-top. Guys, and then you're looking to go short at 68, guys, or 67. Now I'll put the 67 on. So 67 if you trade pre-market box reversals, guys, on the FDAX. Now, for our NASDAQ traders, guys, now for those that haven't watched this session before, normally the first 5 minutes is relatively FDAX centric while we work out what Europe wants to do. Now, at this point in time, guys, again, it is a pre-market box reversal on FDAX. Guys, you're short at 567. Guys, your first target is 56. Just double check. You're short at either 568 or 567. Guys, if you're going short, worst case scenario 567. Guys, your target is 562. Okay, which is just here. I'll put it on for you there. You guys are kissing targets already. You're straight through your first target, guys. If you just followed me up with that reversal signal, or you don't trade the opening candle and you wait for the open, you've gone short at 567, guys. Your first target is 562. Your second target, guys, is 57. You're going through your second target as well. That is a pivot-based reversal on the FDAX with very low risk and very high potential reward. Very, very high potential reward. Now, so guys, if you're on that, you're having an absolute ball. Okay, so well done. Now, NASDAQ traders, the first trade you are likely to pick up, is if we get a sell down here, guys, if we get a sell down to yesterday's high, let me just double check here. If we get a sell down to yesterday's high, guys, we might be picking up a single touch reversal long. So it'll be a single touch reversal long. Guys, at 94.75, might as well make it 295. Right? So that's around about 5 ticks above yesterday's high, if we can get there. Now, S&P, I've got nothing for you yet, unless we push down through yesterday's high, we might be picking up a long. As it looks like NASDAQ is relatively congested waiting for news. For the FDAX traders, guys, you've gone long at 67. Your long range target, guys, was all the way down here at 52. That's gone through the target. So if you want to take the same trade again on FDAX, we're looking for a higher high or a match high. So we're looking for the market to push through, touch these highs again. We can't trade the delta long. It's assuming a close over a brick wall. So we can only go short. All right. Now that's our target entry price, guys, of 567 again. As now, again, just watch the last 90 seconds. Guys, watch the last 90 seconds. You guys have already had a perfect trade on that candle. Absolutely brilliant trade. All right, now, let's just watch. What have we got? Maddie, well done, mate. So beautiful trade, mate. Beautiful. Diane, you got well done. That's 5 and a plus 12 on the FDAX. That's 17 times $40. 17 times $40. That's well over $600 trade, Diane. So well done. You can do quite well on 2 contracts, Diane. You don't have to do a great deal more on the FDAX. 2 contracts is fine. Now, the flip side of that, we are looking for a really lovely short, guys. Now, again, if you've gone short on the FDAX, guys, again, short 567, your first target is 562. You've just gone through your target again. So if you have hit that twice, guys, that's 2 trades off the same level on the same candle. So again, we won't take 3 reversals in the same candle, guys. It's the third one that normally causes trouble. So we're not going to be doing that. All right, American traders, I'm waiting for you guys to wake up. You're literally still trying to wake up. So I think what we're going to do. Yeah, Diane, very, very, very well done. FDAX, don't take the trade again, please. You're in the last 90 seconds. This is where the FDAX literally traps people that don't know what they're doing, right? So please don't take that trade again. It's already paid you twice. I'm not going to take it 3 times. Not going to take it 3 times. Now, mind you, when we get a brand new candle, we might be getting a brand new trade. So nothing new on the US markets. Let this candle count down. The short on FDAX is looking better by the second. Right? So it looks like we're going to get stuck firmly inside the box. Okay, so we've even been gifted with a gap down. So again, guys, long story short, if we buy back to the pre-market box, okay, which we've just done, there's your double top. Right? So therefore, if you want to, you can now put a short on again at 567. Just watch these buyers, make sure they don't go too far and they don't go outside your risk profile. So same issue again, guys. It'll be a 567 entry, 562 RCP, risk control point. Nothing on the American markets just yet. So these guys are not waking up. Right, what are you guys doing over here? Maybe they're still in debate mode. Or maybe they think they're still watching the debate highlights over here. So FDAX, again, guys, just watch. What you're looking for is you want the buyers to push up. We can't go long on those deltas. They're assuming a close over a brick wall. We can only go short. If you see the buying volume climbing, guys, if you see the buying volume climbing and the buyers not going anywhere, it's because the sellers are starting to take a position in the market to send it back down. Mate, I don't think anybody won the debate. Again, I'm just watching what goes on, mate. I don't really get emotionally involved in it. I don't think anybody won. I do think that there are a lot of people celebrating the fact that Kamala didn't get hammered. I think that's kind of what the victory is at the moment. Now, I'm not being rude, guys. It doesn't matter what side of the fence you sit on. I don't think she got hammered, and as a result, that is being coined a victory at this point in time. But neither person, I've watched some of the highlights, neither person debated well. So 567, guys, FDAX traders may be short again at 567. If you're short at 567, you're at 562 already. So that is your third trade off the same level. As mathematically perfect trades. Guys, now, some of you may be getting in one tick higher than me, guys, at 68. If you're getting in at 68, your target is 63. You've already gone through your target again. So FDAX traders, you're off to a pretty good start. That's 3 potential trades off the same area. Matt, well done. +5 × 2 on FDAX. Paul, well done, mate. Great to see you in the LTR. 6 × 2. Mate, that's a beautiful trade. Now, again, guys, there's no love on the American markets just yet, so they will wake up. For the FDAX traders, if you took the trade short, guys, it's gone through your target. Okay, so again, you need a very significant buying campaign in order to go short. That'll be the 4th time we've sold. I don't mind 2 signals, guys, in the same candle. So if you've gone short again at 68, your target is 63. They're about to get drilled. They've been drilled again, right? So that means you guys have got 4 reversals of 5, 6, 7 in the space of 2 candles for a 5-point target. Mathematically perfect. Now, what does it mean, guys and girls? What does it mean? It means that Europe can't go up, so everybody is probably going to turn and go down. So I'm hoping that this failure on Europe, guys, I'm hoping that the failure on Europe means that, watch the last 90 seconds, guys. I hope the failure on Europe means we're going to get a cascade of selling right across the jar. Now, if the FDAX here closes a big green candle, so no more selling on FDAX, please. Aaron, well done, mate. That's a pivot-based reversal. That is your thing, Aaron. That is your thing. Now, again, if you're a little bit superstitious, guys and girls, then that's brilliant. Wait for the higher high, then take the short. Wait for the higher high, then take the short. If you're following that formula, guys, you've picked up to 4 trades, up to 4 trades off the FDAX already for 5 points, which is 20 points, guys, which is your weekly KPI. Okay, weekly KPI. Now you guys are in your last 90 seconds, so no more trades for the FDAX traders. I note that the FESX, guys, bottom right-hand corner, is not doing anything yet. The moment it decides what it's doing, then I think everybody's going to wake up. Now, it looks like the NASDAQ is waking up. So with 27 seconds to go, As for the NASDAQ traders, this is going to be a 4-point turning bar long. Okay, now let's have a look at your Fibonacci. Your volatility is actually really good, guys, on the NASDAQ. They're just waiting for Europe to decide what they're doing. Aaron, great trade, mate. +5 on the FTX, really good trade. NASDAQ, I was looking for a 4-point turning bar. Again, they've just died in the last 10 seconds. All right, so again, we've got nothing on NASDAQ just yet. The only thing for the slightly more advanced traders, if you draw your Fibonacci down to catch on the way up, these guys are failing at the 76s, right, for the advanced traders. FDAX, that is a static bar reversal short with absolutely stunning ratios. Now, just be aware, please, just be aware. The risk on the FDAX is 1, 2, 3, 4. The risk is 20 points. Okay, the risk is 20 points. So if you are happy to take a 20-point SBR short on the FDAX, all right, your entry's at 59, target's 54, you're already trading at 52, which means you've picked up a ratio-based SBR off a pivot, means you've gone straight through your target. Shelton, +5, +4, DFR, FDAX. Beautiful trading, guys. Diane, first, well done. All right, so guys, again, I don't want to be rude. FDAX is getting the love at the moment, but again, the other guys will warm up. So guys, ratio-based SBR off a pivot. Okay, so we've basically had the opportunity at the top here. I'm going to write it on here. It's a 4X. So we've had 4 opportunities to enter off the same level. Now we've got an SBR short with a delta in complement. For those that don't know, that is a delta sell. It's basically saying, please sell the market at any cost. The market is going to fly down. What have we got? We're selling hard. Is anybody short? Is anybody short, guys, for long-range targets on FTAX? Is anybody short? Like, look, there's a little comment hiding here. All the markets look very short. Oh, well done, Remy. Nice work. Okay, well done. So some of the NASDAQ traders some of the big FDAX traders are holding onto the short for long targets. All right. So again, guys, just because, for those that are just watching, just because I say go for 5 points on the FDAX, some people do go for 6, 11, 21 and whatever they can get their hands on. Okay, Matty, okay, perfect, mate. No, you're doing very well, Matt. Very, very well. Again, Matt, I'd love to know your history, a little bit more about your history. Craig, 1 point underneath the little green candle. Mate, 1 point underneath the little green. Matt, because you've come to us, mate, you're trading very well, mate. It's mate, it's bloody very exciting. Okay. Now, NASDAQ traders, if you feel like you're missing out, you think this is not fair, every single candle you've got since the open is closed inside the range of your hourly close candle. So this NASDAQ, guys, the NASDAQ is waiting for news, or it's waiting on direction from the European markets. It's waiting for direction. Now, the flip side of that, guys, for the FTX traders that picked up the SBR short, which is 1 point, your entry is 1 point underneath the SBR. Right? So obviously triggered. What's triggering the SBR, guys, is this -4 rated failing on the candle before. Right? That's why the buyers are just going, you know what, we're cooked. So I say cooked. It's all the swing traders, guys. It's all the swing traders that are like, oh my gosh, quick. We're going to buy the market up here and it's going to break out. And it's like, no, I'm sorry, guys. You've been caught in a fake out, not a breakout. So it got an interesting point. It was just a learning point. There's a lot of traders in the world that were buying the market on this candle thinking it was going to break out. And in actual fact, it was an institutional fake out. Okay, so if you're long up here, you've got a big problem right now, guys. You've got a big problem, right? So just so you guys know, that's why I'm not a swing trader, right? I'm not a swing trader. Now, of course, there's different versions of swing trading out there, and I'm not saying it's bad or good. I'm just saying it's easier to be a CSA-based trader, a mathematical trader versus a swinger. It's just a bit easier, All right, now it's pouring with rain outside, right in time for my little boys to walk home from school. So if you've got a dry sense of humor like I do, that's actually kind of funny. But they won't find it particularly funny. But it is also, let me have a look, guys. It's 34 degrees outside. So I don't think there's any harm walking along in the rain. I don't think there's any harm. And batch one of the thunderstorm has just gone through, and we have clearly, nice, we've clearly got through. So let's see what happens. Now, what have we got? 18 seconds until the candle goes. Until the candle closes. We're about to pick up a very, very strong short, guys, a very strong short. Dave, they do. They're fluent. They're fluent. All right. NASDAQ traders, S&P traders in particular. S&P, you're picking up a very, very strong short. NASDAQ, very strong short. If you guys get buying pushing in and then selling coming down, guys, you have got a short on the NASDAQ at 287.50 with a caveat. Okay, the caveat is you're trading back into the 50 fib of the day. Okay, so everybody see that on my screen? So if you are going to go short on the NASDAQ, guys, if you are going to go short on the NASDAQ, you must be prepared to push through the 50 fib. 15 minutes 76 there as well. Alan, thank you. So now note with interest, guys and girls, note with interest that if the sellers are going to sell the NASDAQ down, right? If they are going to sell the NASDAQ down, what will happen is these buyers will retrace back up. They'll hit the 50 fib or the 38, and then they'll get absolutely slammed, right? So we're waiting for that slamming, guys, and at the moment, they're not being slammed. So straight away, you'd ask the question, I wonder what is going on in the world. FDAX traders, buyers still own the stair step, so you guys can go short underneath that red static bar reversal. Guys, your entry is 48, target 43. Guys, please watch that very, very closely. If you can get higher on the FDAX, it means that you can trade the higher SBR. Okay, now let me just, sellers still own the, buyers own the stair step on FDAX. So what's probably going to happen is these buyers are going to push through, then they're going to get slammed probably in the last 90 seconds of the candle. Okay, probably in the last 90 seconds. For the FDAX traders, just be aware you're probably at your daily goal. Right? So again, this is a big thing, guys, about being in an LTR. If you are at your daily goal, guys, or you're happy with the amount of money that you've made, you don't need to take another trade. Guys, the best trading, as a professional day trader, the best trading will be in the 35 minutes, the first 35 minutes of each hour. Okay, it's always done. Kenneth, you got 10 and 40 off the 3 p.m. EC. Well done, mate. Efficient candle. Good job. Okay, so Ken is done for the day. Matt, you'd be looking pretty cooked as well by this point in time. So let's have a look. So at this point in time, guys and girls, I don't think these buyers are going to hold here on the FDAX. Again, if you're looking for the buyers to push in fatigue, right? So if you're looking for that fatigue, okay, you can draw a Fibonacci down. Okay, so it's down the micro trend like this. It's down the micro trend in order to catch them on the way up. So they are just moving high enough, guys, particularly if you get a higher high on the FDAX, just here. If you were to get a higher high, they've moved high enough now to pick up the highest of these static bar reversals. Okay, so we're back to an entry of 59 with a target of 54. Now, again, we just watch the timing, guys. Just watch the timing because we don't want to get into a trade in the last 90 seconds. Right? So they've just created the higher high. We've got about 12 seconds for them to engage that trade. Right, they've engaged the trade at 59. As that means it's highly likely they're going to be able to move down to 54. Okay, highly likely. Boom, you're out again. Guys, my lordy. Guys, the key for the FDAX, wait for the higher high and then short. So if you're short at 59, your target is 54. They've already touched 52. Matty, you got it again. I think you're pretty well cooked, mate. I think pretty well done. Note, Matt, it's in the first 25 minutes of the session and you've had how many winning trades? Mate, 3 or 4? That's just to, Matt, I'm going to put it out there to the world. That's a pretty reasonable strike rate. So you had four trades, 4 wins. You're completely cooked, mate. Great. Because if someone says to you, you can't get it right 100% of the time, that's okay. There's a lot of people out there in the world that say you can't get it right 100% of the time. You can if you're a mathematical-based trader. As if you're an opinion-based trader, you won't get it right because there's the human variable called opinion as in there. Like there's a human variable, and the problem with the humans is we're all different, right? We're all different. So we've got to, again, my humble opinion, got to stay away from variable-based trading. Dan, nice work, mate. Well done. So FDAX traders, you're looking pretty good at this point in time. Suzanne, who was in Sweden last week, who's now back in Australia. Can you see why the European traders love the FDAX? Shelton, I'm done. 26 points on the FDAX. Ah, dear, all the NASDAQ traders are getting very angry. As I'm trying to find you a safe trade. As I'm trying to find you a safe trade at this point in time. What we've got, okay, we've finally got agreement between the S&P. We've finally got agreement between the S&P. So I note, guys, that the sell signal, guys, the sell signal on the S&P is at 5566. The market never touched that price point. As the sell on the S&P is at 287.50, the sellers could never engage that sell point. Okay, so interesting point. If the sellers can't sell down, as then the US markets are not ready to go yet. Ron, you got 2 times plus 10 reversal on NQ. Mate, well done. Craig, you're 10 points for the night and you're cooked. That's a very, very good result. Diane, plus 5 times 2, FDAX and Sim, well done. So you guys are good. Paul, I see you tomorrow. Been away for a week. Good to be back. Yeah, mate, great to have you back. Great to have you back. Are you back? Wait, are you back in the Northern Rivers? Are you back in the Northern Rivers? Or where are you? Where are you hiding, Paul W? Where are you hiding? I think I've got you in the Northern Rivers. But anyway, I'll put you in the Northern Rivers. Yeah, no, that's what I'm not giving you exact locations. I wasn't going for an exact location, but yes, perfect. Remy, well done. All right. So, mate, great to have you back in the LTR. Dave, you're on the money. On the money. There is no doubt. All right. Now, guys, please note the S&P 500 traders could not satisfy a sell at all. So it looks like, guys, we're about to pick up, guys, potentially a 15-minute chart reversal long on the NASDAQ. And we're getting a very, very strong candle, on the S&P 500. Okay, so let's see what these guys have got. We know about that. Okay, we know about that. We know about that. All right, so at this stage, guys, we're setting up the potential for longs. All right, so the potential for longs, FDAX, just again, you guys now, you would need a higher high. So just to quantify that, as you need to go well beyond. So well beyond this level here. Okay, well beyond that level. Okay, before you would need to take another reversal. And we've already had 4 reversals off the pre-top. So I don't think a 5th is very smart with the FESX building momentum down here to the high side. All right, so FDAX, you guys might be sitting on your hands for a moment. S&P 500 and NASDAQ. All right, the S&P 500 is looking, whoa, it's looking really good. Okay, this looks to be news inspired. All right, off we go. S&P 500, you are, wow. Okay, S&P with 1 minute and 45 seconds to go. Again, if the S&P 500 traders are on those deltas, you're looking really good. I think the S&P is going to blow all of its volume here. This is a lot of buying, guys, and it's not supported by Europe. It's not supported by Europe. So single touch reversal traders on NASDAQ, if you guys draw your Fibonacci down, guys, in order to catch them on the way up, you are looking at a 76 fib reversal. As you're looking for a 76 fib reversal on the NASDAQ. Now, please, guys and girls, be careful here. If this is what you normally trade, okay, you're looking for an entry 2 ticks underneath those 76s. Okay, you're looking for an entry 2 ticks under the 76s. Let me make sure that's correct. And tight ATMs, guys, tight risk control. Now, if they go much higher, 30-minute 90% retrace, 3337. Perfect. Guys, now again, for those that use Fibonacci as your entry points, we're clearly failing at these 90%, guys, and we're getting to the point where they're burning volume. So some of you on the NASDAQ may choose to trade under the 90s. Others will choose to trade under the 76s. Please be advised, guys, that we've also picked up the static bar reversal from the left-hand side, that -4 SVR, which coincides with the 76 fib reversal. So if you can carry, guys, around about 40 to 50 ticks of risk, we may be setting up a reversal here on the NASDAQ. Now, the flip side, guys, I've got my order on there at 29. I've been filled right at the end of the candle. Okay, right at the end of the candle. Now, the flip side of that is, again, the markets are very jumpy. It's very, very jumpy. So what we're going to do is I'm going to put a risk control point on the trade. Just that risk control is a little bit too tight, but it's a good idea as to what the market is going to do. So what I'm looking for is I'm looking for the market to push down really hard, really early. Okay, really hard, really early. FDAX, you guys have gone out of the stratosphere at this point in time. So if you're short on the NASDAQ, guys, please have tight risk control. Okay, please have tight risk control. I'm going to bring your black line to a price level. You're at your risk control point now. Right, so ATM's triggered. Right, so ATM's triggered. First target's out. Everyone's controlled their risk, please. Absolutely no risk on this trade, please. No risk on this trade. All right. Oh, I've been stopped out ATM. That's exactly what the ATM is for. So, guys, I've gone through my first target of 20 ticks, and then I've been ATM'd. Now, what I want you to do, guys, I want you to please make sure your stops are where you can't lose money. Your ATM might be like mine. Well done, guys. Great trades, right? Plus 20s, giddy up. Fantastic trade. Fantastic trade if that's what you trade. Now, guys, if you picked up the 90% fib failure, if you pick up the 90%, you've clearly gone. So what I mean by that, up here, you've gone significantly further. If you picked up the 76, guys, you've gone okay. You've gone okay. Some of you might have looser risk control to me, and you may still be short. Guys, if you are still short, as you're looking to trade down to vicinity, let me bring my black line down to here. The market will probably stall at that point. You are looking at a 10, 20, 30, guys, around about a 40 tick target is, oh my God, as good as a donut on this one. So if you're short, guys, for 40 ticks, if you're short for 40 ticks, my God, my wife is flogging me. She's just nailed this reversal. Oh my lordy. What did this go? So Nazi traders, so you had to be really, really patient, guys, for 30 minutes, and it looks like you've had a blinder. Mark, plus 20, plus 50, plus, holy moly, Ahmed, plus 43 times 6. Damsey, exactly right. Damsey, nailed it. Absolutely nailed it. So guys, look at this. Lesson. Look where the FDAX failed. You could not script this. The 78.6 Fibonacci, the 78.6, the top evil twin. Let's look at this. Oh dear. So Ahmed, that is a magic trade, mate. That's a, what's that? 46 times 6 contracts. That's, whew. I have to call you Smoking Ahmed, mate. You're doing very well. That's a big compliment in Australia, mate. Just so you know. Just so you know. As we do have people from different, we do have people, David, 102 on the NASDAQ. You're kidding. So we do have people, guys, we do have people from different walks of life in the trading room, and sometimes they don't get the Australian, slang. Just, it's like, what? What does it mean? You're doing very well, mate, is what it means. There's no question. All right, so NASDAQ traders, let's talk about a shitty start and then a boom. You guys, so we basically fatigued. So massive well done to Hilly, guys. Hilly was saying, watch for the stall at the 90% 30-minute chart fib. as we spoke about, 30-minute charts potentially being pretty important today. No, Ash, you're on the money. So you guys have gone well. You guys have gone well. So guys, I've gone short, relatively tight ATMs. It's paid. It paid everything. So that's kind of brilliant. If you've gone for short with a longer range target, that's also gone more than 100 ticks to the downside. So that's going to be our trade of the day. Guys, that'll be our trade of the day for YouTube. Now, FDAX, I normally put trades of the day of the FDAX on, guys, but then everybody gets annoyed because it's always FDAX, FDAX, FDAX. So again, FDAX, I won't make you the trade of the day today. If I was, guys, it would be this mustard green candle, means extreme buyer failure or extreme buyer volume. Wait for them to hit the brick wall and just send them short over and over and over again until you just run out of things to do. Cole, would not be surprised at all, mate. The power of the twins. Right, so that is a stunning NASDAQ trade. So well done, everybody. Now we're just going to wait for the market to decide what it's going to do. Damsey raised a great point, guys. So Damsey ran coaching last night. Was again absolutely brilliant. Actually, my second target got some positive slippage. Mark paid you 52. That's fantastic. We love positive slip. We love positive slip. Now, we for the FDAX traders, I think you guys are relatively done. There will be a reversal setting up here. As if the buyers push up and fail at the R1, there is going to be a reversal short. Okay, there is going to be a reversal short. Now, you would want them to push, guys, to the R1 or, again, ideally above the R1. As they've already gone. Your short, guys, is 2 points under the R1 at 591. They've literally just come up, picked up all the shorts and just gone straight through your target. So that is also for the pivot-based traders. That is also a pivot-based reversal on FDAX. We've closed back under the R1. We now wait for the push back to the R1. They've also failed, guys, at the lower of the 76 fibs. This could actually turn and go a long way to the downside. Guys, so if Nathan or some of the more experienced FDAX traders are short on this one, that is highly likely to go a long way, all right? A long, long, long way. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised, guys, if we travel over the next 10 minutes or so, it'll be 15, 20, 25, 30. It'll be around about a 35-point trade. I think it'll probably tinker down to the 50 fib of the day. Either way, guys, if you are short on that, even if you've been picked up short at 90, your first target is 85, second target is 80. Third target is 75, fourth target is 70. So you're already kissing, your mathematical third target, right? And you've got no risk, guys, no risk on that place, all right? So it's money for jam now, guys. If they turn and go down, which I think they're going to. You guys, if you're short, guys, you're through your first target, your second target, third target, and your fourth target, all right? So 5, 10, 15, 20, that's a stunning trade if you can do that. Cody's with us. Absolutely brilliant. Codes, how are you, mate? I hope you're awesome. I was just warning out Damsey before. There's a big thunderstorm here, so if I vanish, the TTP know to grab you. So, Cody or Damsey, please run the session. So you guys are forewarned in case there is a problem. But I think the storm has passed. I think the storm has passed. Now, guys, we're again, nice trade, guys. So Dan plus 21 DTR off the 76s. Okay, so you're trading the 76s back the other way. Again, guys and girls. So now I'm going to run a 76 fib class for you guys. The fastest way to run a fib class is to do live market replay. So basically what you've done, mate, they've sold down to the 76s and you said, you know what, boom, I'm going to grab you and send you back the other way. Keith, you got 11, 21, 31 NQ Delta short, mate. Beautiful trade. Well done. Absolutely brilliant trade. I'm about to load, guys, with Tim's working on a slightly more aggressive Delta. So it means I will end up with more entries so I can actually navigate you a little bit more aggressively through the NASDAQ, particularly in this session, which will be awesome. Now, what I will do, guys, let me borrow this line. I'm going to put my little comment at the top. So I am going to write here that we picked up reversal of the golden twins. All right, now we are cruising, guys, very, very quickly. We're 40 minutes into the session already. These sessions go very, very fast. Oh, dearie me. Guys, remember how I said, guys, if you need a backup trade, that static bar reversal over on the left-hand side is absolutely divine. Look at where the market went to. Literally, look at where it went to. Maddie, you got 5 times 2 SBR entry short. Well done, mate. Well done. That's fine. Okay, so you've gone, instead of short under the R1, you've used the body of the SBR. Okay. For those that don't know, okay, Matt is referring to that indicator there, which says there is an SBR, try and reverse the market. Okay, that's what he's actually doing. So Matt, you'd be sitting about 25 points per contract. That's awesome trading, mate. A lot of FTX traders go for 5 to 10. So if you're on 25 or a little bit more than 25, you're doing very, very well. Okay, very, very well indeed. Now, we'll just, guys, just let the markets pop along. I still think the FTX is going to go down to that 50 fib. So I do think it's going to offer some really good longer range target. Okay, but again, it's probably about a 15-minute duration trade. You see the markets are slowing right down. Nice, because we kind of had that initial European surge. Dave, your trade for 100 ticks on that one. Damsey, okay, mate. Damsey's done. So Damsey's finished for the day. So well done, mate. That's absolutely brilliant. Matty, you've got 34 on the FTX. And that's a great result. That's a great result. So everybody knows, guys, just to quantify that again, we'll do maths on it. So let's say it's 34, right, times 40 Australian dollars. Okay, just do the math on it. That's not bad, guys. That's not bad. As an Aussie dollar centric trader, you've only, I mean, it goes not as if we've been at work all day either. So again, guys, European Open, some days the FTX is a little bit unfriendly. Note that if you literally trade closed candle trades today, eyes on the DAX, you've picked up 2 lethally brilliant trades. If you trade dynamically, you've picked up to 5 trades. Well, Suzanne, understanding that's per contract. So if you're a 2 contract trader, then it's more. If you're a 4 contract trader, it's 4 times it. Mark, and that's what fascinates me with trading. And also, guys, I was asked the question a couple of days ago, is why do you teach trading? I said, I really, really enjoy trading, but this actually makes it exciting, guys, to grab people, again, that have not traded before, who have less experience. So you might have traded Forex or something or whatever it is. But to grab people that don't know what they're doing and turn them into someone that does know what they're doing is actually quite good fun. It's actually quite good fun. There's no doubt about that. Mind you, got to follow a very, very, very strict set of rules. And so fancy that. Now, we could have been toasted, guys, today. If we broke our rules, for example, on the NASDAQ, guys, if we used a body entry on the NASDAQ, okay, which we don't do, if we used a body entry on the S&P, we would have been drilled today. This would have been drilled. Now, mind you, that selling candle, guys, on NASDAQ is not an efficient candle. So even though it's twice the size, it's not very impressive. We spoke about the 50. So if they engage the shorts, we've got to control our risk quickly. As it turns out, they couldn't engage the shorts. So we waited for the buyers to run out of steam, and then we engaged the shorts. But never with such a professional team and strategy, mind blown. Matt, very good. Well, we've only got space, man. I've said this before. We only have space for 100 traders in the LTR. Like, that's it. And just so you guys know, we hit 70 today, it looks like. So around about 70, early 70s. So we've got space for about 30 more. 30 is a good level, guys. So sitting at around about 100 traders is a really good level, a really, really good level. Because generally speaking, those 100 traders, not only do they get very well serviced, but they get very, very well taught. And generally speaking, if they can move with the ebb and flow of the market, if they move with the ebb and flow, they should be able to be profitable every day, if not every week. Now, that doesn't mean we don't get it wrong some days, of course. No, as I did say, all the markets look very, very short. Now, this is why we've got to be very, very careful not to try and second guess the market, because I said everything looks short and then Europe decided to go long. Now, I have a sneaking suspicion the long may have finished. And if the long has finished, they're at the 76 fibs or the evil twins. Guys, on the 4-hour chart, they're probably going to go down to the 50 fib, okay, which is all the way down the bottom of the jar. So that's a very, very big sell if these traders do decide to sell them. Okay, very, very big trade. Now, as last 15 minutes, Senna, thank you. I appreciate that. So last 15 minutes, FDAX traders, you don't need any more trades. I think you're pretty well cooked. Oh, we did get the R1. Okay, so somebody actually traded short off the R1. Okay, so that's all right. Okay, so whoops, I think you guys are pretty good. I'm going to just again go through the process of saving my workspace. All right, so there's more thunder circling outside. Let's have a look here. S&P looks, again, guys, the S&P looks very negative. Oh, no. Nathan, are you short? Right? Are you short for the 50 fib of the day? So I did this trade here off the R1. That's just so divine on FDAX. So if your ATM is touch 5, pay 2, your ATM is triggered. You can't lose any money on the trade. And now you're basically going through all of your long range targets. Look, here they go. Just creaming the buyers. Just creaming them. So if you are in a long range short, guys, on the FDAX, this is very, very likely to kiss the 50 fib of the day, which is about a 34, 35 point trade, guys, which is a big trade. It's 35, just if you do the math on it, guys, 35 points times $40 a point per contract. So even 35 times 40 is over $1,200, even if you're just a single contract trader that's reversed off a pivot. So that's why I keep, guys, it's even when I was talking to Aaron a couple of days ago, I said, Aaron, you are a pivot-based reversal trader, like full stop, pivots only. That's all we're going to do. Pivot, pivot, pivot. Now, speaking of pivots, as the NASDAQ has literally just sold down to the 50 fib of the day. Now, that's a little bit annoying because our single touch reversal traders, were probably watching for exactly that. Mandy, hello. Exactly right, Mandy. That's the point. All right, so single touch reversal traders, if you have gone long over the 50 fib of the day, guys, or yesterday's high, you are already, now I was on the FDAX, guys, at the time, you are already well into your profit range. Now, the 76 fib traders might also be in this as well. Let me have a quick look. 76 fib, not so much. Okay, the 90% Fibonacci traders. Right? So if you waited for them to sell down here, guys get stuck at the 50 and you've gone long over the 90. Now, if you have done that, guys, you've done very, very well already. Right? Now, please don't jump in on that trade if you're not in on that trade. As the reason being is they've already gone through a 20-tick target. So they've already gone through their risk control point, which ultimately means that I wouldn't want you getting in if the sellers decide to come back down. When everyone else is triggering their risk control, you're getting into the market, which doesn't make a lot of sense. Now, that being said, look at where the FDAX went. Literally kissed it. I'm not kidding. I literally kissed it. So who's saying these markets aren't predictable? They are predictable after a little bit of practice. So do I have anybody long? Young Remy, you might be long over the top of that 90. Louis, are you long, mate, over the top of the 90? That might be your thing. Yeah, okay, Daniel, you are long. Well done, mate. Now, the flip side being, Daniel, if you've gone long off yesterday's high, so once again, Daniel, kite surfing guru on the Gold Coast, mate, that is a pivot-based reversal. So the beauty of that, guys and girls, is, again, if I can navigate everybody towards pivot-based reversals, your success rate will be ridiculously high. Okay, so Dan's long. Dave, you're long. Okay, perfect. Right, well done, well done, well done. Just hold on. I'm not taking any more trades. Okay, I'm just checking with my bride, guys. She's not taking any more trades. She's had a blinder on that short. Ahmed, you've gone plus 20 times 4 NQ off yesterday's high. Great trade. Now, Ahmed, are you, so guys, I just picked up Ahmed's first trade was 6 contracts. Now he's on 4 contracts. There is a really, really exciting way to scale down your risk, guys. So when your first trade in the session, you might go on a full, in case Ahmed might go on a full 6 contracts, tries to get as much money out of the market as he can. His second trade, he goes on 4 contracts. His third trade, he goes on 2 contracts. So what is he actually doing? He's actually reducing his risk in the market as the market gets closer to the turn of the hour, as the market becomes less predictable. Very interesting. Very interesting. So again, Ahmed, if you've done that, mate, that's a massive well done to you, because you've taken a blinder first trade and then you've dropped your contracts to take your next trade. Then you drop your contract. Eventually, guys, you just contract yourself out and say, I don't want to take any more trades. But that's really, really smart tiered risk control. Really, really smart. FDAX for in the last 15 minutes, so no trades, guys. Now is a really good time for questions. So from anyone out there, guys, now we are live streaming guys on TTP, guys. I believe YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, quite a few things. Now, again, if you've got any questions, guys, if you've got any questions and you may be out there in the virtual reality land, then send them in to TTP, guys, if you can. And if there's a really juicy one, they'll send it on to me. Daniel, higher, lower, low, double touch reversal must always be with the step. Reversal, mate, a reversal is always going to be against the step. Against the step. That said, mate, so again, awesome point, man. That reversal there was against the step. This reversal here was against the step. The sellers sold down, stole the step from the buyers, and then that's why the boys have gone long over here and picked up a reversal long off yesterday's high. So whenever you're reversing the market, guys, doesn't matter what you're reversing, Bitcoin, gold, oil, makes no difference. It doesn't matter what you're reversing. It's always going to be against the step of the market, not necessarily the trend. Here with me today, Craig, perfect. Adam, how are you? I hope you're amazing. Again, if I was a guest today, honestly, guys, today's been baptism by fire. So Adam, if you're looking at this going, I have no idea what this boy is talking about. There's 2 teams. Adam, there's 2. Adam's like, yeah, I'm going to go have a beer. Don't know what this guy's talking about. So my point being, Adam, is that there's 2 teams. There's the green team and the red team. And all we are doing is identifying the team that is failing and joining the other team. Now, why is this different to what other people do? Is the double touch reversal of yesterday's high valid long? Ash, yes, if you're a double touch reversal trader. 100%. So guys, so I'll get to this and I'll get back to Adam. So guys, again, the sellers have sold down and they've failed at a brick wall. The sellers have now sold down again, failed to hold under. So therefore a ton of buyers have jumped on 2 ticks over the top of the brick wall. Right, so the brick wall on my chart there is 93. So the buyers have jumped in at 94. The buyers will probably push back, guys, to the lower side of the MDI, okay, which is here. It's like a mobile brick wall running through the chart. So if you have gone long on yesterday's high, you've got room for at least a 20 tick first target, which is going to trigger, guys, all of your risk controls. Right, so Adam, so little lesson. Once the NASDAQ has gone $100 into profit, we cut off all of our risk so we can't lose any money. A lot of traders will use a 20 tick target and a 50 tick target, right? So just the maths is 20 times $5, 50 times $5. So what happens is the market goes up, takes out their $100 target. That's money's in the bank. There's stop loss, which stops them from losing money, then comes the positive. So if it spikes up 50 ticks and runs through the 250 target, well, that's great. They've made 100 plus 250, $350. But if it doesn't spike through, then you've got no risk on the trade. 12,000, Petros, 12,000 US, 12,000 US. Great question. So Adam, getting back to my point about 2 teams, and this obviously goes to everyone globally. In the futures game, so this is, and it's a game, guys, it's a game, right? This is a game of who can stay disciplined and patient long enough to make money. Now, you see the NASDAQ traders at the start, you had to stay disciplined and patient long enough for the market to give you a signal. Now, what did we say at the start of the session? As we're going to let the market do the heavy lifting. That means the market's got to generate a signal. Just because you've sat down to trade doesn't mean you're going to get a trade, guys. This is not a cappuccino at a cafe, and this is where the cappuccino principle comes from. That principle is very, very simple. We're used to sitting down at a cafe, guys, ordering a coffee, getting serviced within 5 minutes, typically, maybe 10 on a busy day. Just because you've sat down to trade does not mean you're going to get a trade. And a lot of people sit down to trade and say, wow, show me the money. Show me. It's like, well, no, the money's not ready yet. So you got to be a little bit careful. We're about to get our last 5 minute warning, guys. We'll come up on the FDAX. All right, there's my warning. Right, so again, there's my little warning there. As you can put that on your charts if you want to. It basically says, don't touch your computer, please. That's the caution, please. The market is about to go into crazy mode. So Adam, getting back to our little lesson, because we are futures traders, no more longs, guys. No more longs on NASDAQ, please. You guys are below yesterday's high. Because there are only two teams, right? There's only two teams in the futures trading game. It's buyers versus sellers, and the stronger team has to win. All we do is identify who's failing, and we join the other team. Okay, that's all we do. And that's it. Now, that takes a little bit of time, a little bit of practice, as Craig will no doubt tell you about. Why are we different? Why are we different to other trading communities, so to speak? The reason we're different is we don't trade with a broker. So, for example, if this was a Forex chart, which it's not, but if it was a Forex chart, you'd have three teams, right? You'd have the buyers versus the sellers versus the broker, and the broker controls the direction of the market. So if you want to know the difference, right, in futures trading, it's buyers versus sellers, and the stronger team has to win. In Forex, it's buyers versus sellers versus the broker, and the stronger team has to win. Well, hang on a sec. The broker controls the price of the market. Yes. So who's stronger? The broker. So that's how we can navigate the market with quite phenomenal accuracy. It's because we don't trade with brokers. So there's no one on the other side of the market to manipulate the market against us. Now, some people hear that and they're like, oh, Lockie, I'm just going to go and fight with the brokers anyway. And that's okay. You go and fight with the broker if you want. But at the end of the day, if your broker's having a shit day, technical trading term, and your broker decides to trade the market against you, they will push the market until they blow your account up. Okay, that's why a lot of Forex traders literally get blown out of the water in one trade. So they'll take like 20 winning trades and they'll think, oh my gosh, I'm amazing. And then boom, they get destroyed on one trade. So that's why, I don't trade Forex. Now it's all the same thing. It's green versus red, and there's lines on the chart, and it's all great fun. I can trade the global currency markets. I can trade currency using futures, sure, but I wouldn't trade Forex for a broker. So I'm sure Craig has explained that to you in intimate detail, but we are not Forex traders for that reason. Aaron, you've done very well today, mate. So mate, as per on our little phone chat, mate, you are a pivot trader. I mean, that's your destiny. I don't want to sound rude, Aaron. I don't want to sound rude, but pivot-based traders, guys, normally run at 100% strike rate. Okay, now some days they've got to sit and be patient. But, you know, guys, guess what trading is? Okay, trading is a game of being patient and disciplined. That's all it is. Now, 30-minute chart traders, as you are in a static bar reversal short on the 30-minute chart, these guys are likely to sell for 90 minutes. Do I have anybody short? Craig. Do I have anybody short? No, is anybody short for long-range targets on the NASDAQ in particular? Because if you are, Steve, well done, mate. If you are, you're probably going to sell down to the top of the 30-minute chart MDI. So 253, so 250.25 right down here. If these guys want to sell, they're going to roll down to here, which is obviously a very good trade. Yeah, Louis, you're short to the daily 61.8. Have you got that 61.8 down here, mate, at 139? Is that you're about 139-ish down there? You might have a different Fibonacci onto me, but if you are, man, that's a huge trade. That's a huge trade. Now, I did say, guys, the markets were looking really, really, really short. Now, that really short might come in the second hour. Okay, might come in the second hour. Just let me grab some water. So as I was saying, guys, Akito's done very well in the background today. So well done, babe. Good job. Do you want to come on camera and say hello to everybody? No. No, I don't want to go. I don't want to come on camera. Now let's have a look. So we're just waiting for the hour to close. Are there any questions at all about anything that we've done? So here's the hourly closes coming through now. You'll see the market jump and start twitching around, particularly the Nasdaq. Nice, particularly the Nasdaq. It's a little bit twitchy today. Nathan, are you still short on the FDAX? Is young Nathan still short? Or he might have finished for the day. I have a sneaking suspicion. Steve, I reckon this is your counter Fibonacci coming back this way. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, Nathan's still short, mate. Well done. That's fantastic. So this is so Matt, you want to end up trading like Nathan, right? So again, Nathan's short from the R1 up here. He's taken out, I trust, I'm just assuming, he's taken out his first target, second target, third target, and basically now he's put his fourth target, probably all the way down the bottom of the jar, like the gap down here. He's put it target all the way down there, and he's going to try and run it all the way down with absolutely no risk on the trade. So, Nath, you've done very well, mate. Like, again, you've done a brilliant job, mate. So well done. Yeah, Matt, you want to be like Nathan. You want to be like Nathan. Well, guys, I do think Nathan not only is a lovely guy, but in fact, he's a very, very talented trader. And can I tell you guys and girls, and Nathan's probably happy to say, he didn't get there overnight, guys. He did not get there overnight. Again, it takes time. Nasdaq traders, opening candle of the new hour. If you are a delta trader, that buying delta on the chart is absolutely incredible. Okay, so these guys have shot down, hit the 133 fib extension, that buying delta. If you are a delta trader, guys, that delta trader, the buying delta coming back the other way is quite phenomenal. Now, one of the reasons being is the S&P is slung-shot under its 50 fib, guys, and then been slung-shot back the other way. Now, the deal, though, is it's carrying risk, right? So the risk may be a little bit crazy for people. The risk might be too much. First target hit 306. Mate, well done, Steve. So you're short on the Nasdaq with a first target of 306. Oh dear. No. Craig, 20 times 5, 60 times 1 short on the NQ. Mate, well done. That's, again, you're going. So Adam, mate, if you're sitting with Craig, mate, you're in good hands. There's no doubt. Just follow Adam if I can, mate. Just be humble. Just be humble with trading. If it starts to move in your favor, don't go and buy a new HSV Commodore to celebrate. Just be humble. You celebrate when you're a couple of years in and you're killing it. Don't celebrate too early, otherwise you might get how do I put it, guys? You might get a bit ahead of yourself. Heike, how are you? Glancing through live rooms, the trading pit actually managed to. Oh, well done, mate. Look, Heike, I'm not laughing at you. There are people who've done that. Now I think you're joining, but which data feed do you use? For NinjaTrader, I use Rhythmic. No, sorry, I use the TraderBait data feed because I'm also funded. And I'm also funded to trade the FDAX. If you don't need the FDAX, you don't need the TraderBait data feed. Use Rhythmic. Guys, I had actually Heike. Now I'm trusting I get your name right there, Heike. If you want to have a chat with me about trading psychology, I had a chat with one of the traders yesterday about psychology of trading. If everyone wants me to run a webinar, guys, on psychology, I'll do a tag team webinar with Cody. So Cody is doing very, very well, guys, in the game of psychology. We have very, very similar opinions on psychology. Very, very similar opinions on psychology. And suffice to say, guys, again, well, Suzanne, the psychology of the psychology of great traders. As some of you might have seen that 76 fib failure, guys. So some of you may have seen that 76 fib failure on NASDAQ and said, Lockie, there's another 76 fib failure. I'm going to go long. As if you have gone long, I didn't give you the entry point. If you have gone long, you're already 40 ticks into your long, guys, which means, again, you're a long way into profit already. Okay, very, very long way. If the S&P gets down to this break point, guys, so we've got a strong break point. If it gets to the break point and can't break, we're going to slingshot back the other way. Suzanne, and guys, I don't want to, like, this is going to sound like a broker bashing exercise, but please don't take it that way. I'm just going to be careful what I say. You get what I say. If you can trust the design of the market you are trading, which means you know intrinsically there is no one on the other side of the market trying to push the market against you or hunt your stop loss, as if you know you can trust the design of the market, you are 90% of the way to a positive psychology when compared to other traders who can't trust the market they're trading. So guys, the fact that you're just sitting in this room now trading futures, of which there are only two teams, buyers versus sellers, and the stronger team has to win, and no one can deliberately trade a market against you ever. The futures market is protected against it. That straight away, guys, does everyone get, you are already 90% ahead of every other trader globally, because you can actually trust when the sellers are strong, they're genuinely strong. When the buyers are weak, I mean, look at what we've done today, guys. We waited for the buyers to run out of steam at our evil twins, okay, and the entire market. We're not talking like the local water balloon market. We're talking the global NASDAQ market sold off our level. It's the same level it sold off yesterday. Now, why is this the case? Because futures trading is a self-fulfilling prophecy, because there is no one on the other side of the market to trade against us. So Suzanne, once we actually, and I'm not targeting Suzanne, guys, but once we actually accept the fact that there is no one on the other side of the market to trade against us, we can suddenly go, right, so the only variable in this game of trading is me. So, yeah, you're the only variable. So, okay, so Lockie, what do I need to be really, really good at trading? Guys, the answer is let the market do the heavy lifting. That's it. Let the market come to you. Oh, but Lockie, we could have got 50 trades today. I said, sure, we could have got 50 trades, but we've got around 8, and it's 100% strike rate. We could have got 50. We would have got slammed on a couple. We could have done a breakout trade on the top of the FDAX and been slammed, then tried to break it out again and got slammed. We could do that if we wanted to, guys. But professional traders don't wake up in the morning and go, wow, I wonder how I can get slammed today. Professional traders wake up and go, I'm just going to do what I did yesterday. It's very boring. It's very unsexy, but it pays a lot of money. So Suzanne, we'll run a webinar on how to be unsexy but get paid a lot of money. Is that fair? Main point for the levels. I got to join. Okay, well, they yeah. So Heike. So guys, so again, I never sell anything to anybody. So I just don't do that because I don't have to. I'm a professional trader, so I don't have to sell anything. But my point being is that a number of people are asking, Lockie, can I have coaching with you? Guys, can I have coaching with you? The answer, guys, now the 101 course is finished. I'm now starting to do coaching sessions. All right. So Cody is coaching, guys. He's doing an amazing job. Damsy's coaching, doing an amazing job. But if you got like those burning questions like, Lockie, why can't I get this right? Like, why can't I get trading right? Just as an example, 90%, guys, of the reason, 90% of the reason why traders can't get trading right is they don't trust what they're doing, right? They don't trust what they're doing, or they're trying to do too many things at the same time. which means they're not boiling their psychology down to one signal only. They're trying to do 8 to 12 signals at the same time. And because they don't do one signal for long enough, they don't actually do that signal for long enough to trust it. So they're like a kid running around in a lolly shop trying to fill their mouth with minties. You can picture that if you want. But it's like a kid running around in a lolly shop going, oh my God, there's so many things. Oh, there's so much to do here. Again, if I was the kid being a professional trader, guys, I'd walk in, grab one minty and walk out. Only because I'd try and enjoy one minty over and over and over again. I'm not going to fill my mouth with fantails and minties at the same time. Can you imagine that? It'd be horrible. Kyle's eating a lot of minties. Now, guys, the trade, so just to put my trading hat back on again, the deltas on the NASDAQ, guys, just look at the S&P. The S&P 500 is under the 50 fib of the day. So the NASDAQ is trying to buy back towards its 50 fib when the NASDAQ is stuck under its 50 fib. So as much as those deltas may go to target, so we're back down to about maybe 70% strike rate, the risk to reward on those NASDAQs is not worth trading, right? The risk to reward is not worth trading. Now, it's going to make me look like a clown, guys. It's going to turn around, pick up and spike long to the 50 fib or something like that, sure. But with the S&P 500 underneath the 50 of the day, I'm not backing the buyers on the NASDAQ. I'd actually be backing sellers. Now, they'll probably spike up, guys, to make me look like a clown. That's happened 400 million times, guys, in front of the charts. Not quite 400 million, but it's happened almost every day. All I'm seeking to do, guys and girls, is put you into the highest probability trades, get everybody paid, build the trading room to 100, and then literally lock it off and say, righto, we've got our 100 traders. I don't actually, guys, Arlen, I was laughing because I was talking to Arlen about, I just want to build the LTR to 100 traders and then I'll be really happy. And Arlen's like, Lockie, what's wrong with 500? I said, there's nothing wrong with 500, but 100 is really easy to manage. Cole, if that was, so that's a great question. If that was 100 traders who are funded, and guys, this blows my mind. This blows my mind, right? So let's say I had 100 traders that were funded in the live trading room and their goal is to make $1,000 a day. So if we have a good run, we're making $100,000 a day. That's $500,000 US a week we're taking out of the market. That's just 100 of us getting together with the goal of making $500,000 a week. I love it. So it's 100. 100 is a really good. In fact, you know, ironically, in terms of numbers, 90 is really good. It's 90. So around 90, 92, 93, 94. That for some reason is a really good number in a live trading room. Right now, see the deltas on the NASDAQ, guys. Again, they're embarrassing me. Again, what have we got? We've got a ratio-based static bar reversal, guys. Low ratios leading into the deltas. The best trade, guys, the best trade on NASDAQ is obviously the reversal. We spoke about the reversal down here off the 76s. Some of you may have seen the failure at the 76s, and then taken a double touch reversal off that 133 fib extension off the 4-hour chart. Some of you may have done that. Okay, that's well, Daniel, but that's I've said that, man. I've said that for my entire career. Like people say, why do you run a live trading room? So I love running a live trading room because it gives me someone to talk to. I don't know if anyone's realized, but trading by yourself is really boring. It's really boring. Senna, well done, mate. So you got 50 times 4 times 2 off the 76 fibs. Okay, so, mate, absolutely brilliant. So Senna, you might be a 76 fib reversal trader. That might be your thing. Now the flip side of that, guys, so what have we got? You got the 76s. Now some of you trade off 76s, so pretty obvious failure if you could get complementary failure on the S&P 500. Okay, so that's where the buyers took the step from, which looks like that. Okay, so look at this, guys. So we've got complementary 76 fib failure on both US indexes. Now, if I had have had that Fibonacci on, so it goes my fault. if I had have had that S&P Fibonacci on, I would have given the benefit of the doubt to the buyers on the NASDAQ. Mind you, guys, guess what? Where's the best trade? Okay, so you've got this candle just here. Guys, it's come down, closed, couldn't get below the brick wall. The sellers have then come back down again, tested the brick wall and failed. Guys, the best trade is a double touch reversal down here with around about 20 ticks at risk with the intent of making maybe 50 to 100. So again, let's say you took that, guys, as effectively a pivot-based reversal going for a 100-tick target. You've got 20 ticks at risk for 100 ticks. So it means your risk to reward is 5 times in your favor before the trade even starts. Like some people get excited, guys, about 1-to-1. Well, you're all right. You can get excited about 1-to-1 if you want to. But there are ways of engineering this, guys. So you can get 4-to-1, 5-to-1, 6-to-1. And then, of course, as soon as your risk control triggers, you know, your risk to reward goes way beyond 1-to-1. I mean, we started on that. In fact, in the case of Senna's trade, he started with at least a risk to reward ratio of 2.5 to 3 times in his favor. Senna closed bars are for the CFD traders, right? So because it takes so long to get into a CFD trade, if the CFD traders saw this static bar reversal off the 76s, they may have bought the market long above the candle as a static bar reversal trader off the 76s. They may have. One thing, guys, about CFDs, I don't know, has anyone ever traded CFDs on the FDAX? Has anybody traded the CFD on the FDAX? I'll give you an idea. I'll just give you an idea why I don't trade a CFD. There's nothing against CFDs. If I sold the FDAX now at 544, okay, my entry price would probably be 534. So I'd want to sell the market here, but it actually puts me in down here. All right, so that there is big gap. Okay, that's why we basically target the futures as opposed to CFDs. Since we closed below the pivot, am I assuming you can't take the SBR reset? Ash. Okay. If the sellers, so Ash, it's a great question. Right? If the sellers were to sell down, below this entry point, so if this candle looks like this, okay. If the sellers sell down below the entry point and then get pushed back off Fibonacci, then you can take the static bar reversal because you're trading long. You're not assuming a close over the pivot because the sellers are still under the pivot. So if they do decide to sell down, fail down here and get pushed back the other way, you could pick up a static bar reversal reset. You just want the sellers to push down and really obviously fail. Craig, I'll pass that on, mate, and say, Craig, thank you to Adam for coming and saying hello. Senna, perfect, mate. All right, go and have a walk with the dog. All right, so around about an hour and 15 minutes into the session, guys, you'll see the FDAX is now starting to slow right down. Right now, how do you know the market is slowing down? Effectively, because the candles are starting to close inside the range of the previous candle. It means that a lot of the institutional trading guys have started to go, nah, you know what, we're close to lunch. Let's just head off to lunch early, particularly if they picked up a really lovely reversal after this extreme volume and then picked up another reversal off the R1. They're probably, guys, gone short off the R1. They're going to hold the short for the next 4 to 5 hours. They put their stop loss into positive so they can't lose any money while they're at lunch, and they'll just go to lunch. If they come back from lunch in an hour's time and the FDAX is sold all the way down to the gap, this is probably where their targets are sitting. Guys, all the way down here. Guys, they'll come back from lunch and they would have been paid a massive amount of money. But mind you, their stop losses are positive, so they can't lose any money. So they might as well get lunch early, which is what they're doing. Run a fib down the 60-minute. You might get a second bite of the cherry, hold for a bigger move, short. Okay, perfect, mate. I'm going to do that. All right, now, interesting point. So NASDAQ 60-minute chart. So note these guys have gone climactic down here. So we know they failed at the 76. Okay, we know that. As soon as I take that off, you're thinking, oh my gosh, where's it all gone? Guys, don't forget about your Fibonacci extensions. Again, we've got a dominant candle, dominant turning candle on the 60-minute chart. Right, so what have they done? Okay, see what they're honoring through here. Look at this. They've come down here on the sell down. Guys, on the sell down, they've actually honored the 133 perfectly, tried to fall down, closed below the 161.8. They then jumped above the 161.8 and then sold down and then started climbing back the other way. So these guys are likely, as the NASDAQ is likely to go back to the 100% extension. They're likely to do that. Daniel, I do. Some are turned on and some are turned off, mate, but I do have them on. Mate, I can go and turn. So sometimes, but some days I end up with too many lines on my charts. So again, I turn things off and turn things on. All I'm a little bit nervous about, is having too many lines on my chart, and as a result of that, missing trades because I've got too many lines or too many indicators on, and therefore I can't see the pure price movement of the market. Now today, man, yesterday I had lots of lines on. Today I've got less lines on, and suffice to say, we've traded really, really well. I'm going to put a label right down the bottom there. There's a lot of people out there, guys, in the world. There's a lot of people out there in the world, guys, that don't like Fibonacci. Yeah. And yet the bulk of our trades today, guys, the best trades have all been Fibonacci-centric trades. Did that just create a lower low? Did that create a lower low? It did. Okay, so young Dan, if you wanted, and so we were talking about the sellers pushing down and creating a lower low in order for you to grab that static bar reversal long. Now, again, we've got to watch the S&P. The S&P is now below its 50 fib. It was above its 50 fib. So when we trade the S&P and NASDAQ in combination with each other, we've just got to be careful that you can trade the S&P without the NASDAQ, guys, but you can't trade the NASDAQ without the S&P. All right, so that's like with the FDAX, you wouldn't trade you can trade, again, if you're trading the FDAX, top right-hand corner, guys, you trade that with the FESX. Now, do the FESX traders care about the FDAX? Generally not. So again, the big markets down the bottom, you don't really need to refer to other charts. The little ones up the top, you do need to trade them in reference or in consultation with the other ones. Now, guys, we've got 9 minutes to go on the session. In fact, we're coming down to 8 minutes to go. Are there any questions, guys? Are there any questions? I look, in the game of trading, guys, I think we've had a really good game today. FDAX traders, you've picked up to 6 winning trades in a row, so 6 from 6. So your strike rate today is 100%. Even if you got 1 or 2 of those, you've killed it. You've done absolutely brilliantly. Akito got the sell, guys, off the 76s. So she was short on 5 contracts. So she's done quite well on that trade. She's done better than I have today, but that's all right. I was focused on TTP today, guys. So when I'm doing this TTP session, I tend to try and get my trading out of the way before the session so I can focus 100% on the session. Yeah, Ash, it is pretty much. So that's a great question. As Fibonacci is a self-fulfilling prophecy, right? So the reason that Fibonacci works so well is professional traders around the world think it works well. That's why they keep using it. So if Fibonacci didn't work, then it wouldn't work. Right? But the beauty of that, though, guys, Fibonacci as futures traders, where everybody sees the same thing at the same time, Fibonacci works. But just remember, guys and girls, if you're trading Forex and your price is different to everybody else, and therefore your Fibonacci is different to everybody else, Fibonacci doesn't work anywhere near as well as, let's say, guys, we've got 2,000 traders in the live trading room, and they're using 2,000 different Forex brokers, and they've got 2,000 different prices for the Aussie dollar all at the same time. It means they've got 2,000 different combinations of candlesticks. So your Fibonacci, guys, your Fibonacci is not the same as everybody else's. So just think about that for a moment, guys. You've got 2,000 different prices for the Aussie dollar. How accurate is your Fibonacci going to be if your Fibonacci is different to everybody else in the world? Probably not going to be very accurate, right? So Fibonacci only works if a market is highly regulated. Highly regulated. That means no brokers. Full stop. Cole, you got plus 20 times 4 on the SBR reload. Mate, well done. Mark, you got 20 times 20 plus 5 off the SBR reset. Perfect. Amazing. Now, interesting point, guys. Interesting point. If I can. If you waited for the lower low to be created, you saw the sellers burning their volume, and then you put your buy order on, it's nothing but profit. If you just put your entry on and waited for them to come and collect it, at one point in time, they started pushing down, you would have been in panic mode. So again, we get back to the art of building a positive psychology. For those that want to reverse the market up, if you wait for the lower low and then put your order on, you normally don't end up biting your fingernails off, which is important. 2 times into, I think before, okay, mate, well done. So 93, Ahmed, that's a great trade, but 93, that's huge. That's huge. FDR is 15-minute 19,302. Yes, correct. So guys, we are setting up 15-minute chart static bar reversals long. Please be aware that the 15-minute chart SBR on NASDAQ is straight back into the middle of the MDI. So I would suggest we're not going long. I think we're going short. Diane, if you are trading the FDAX through a funded account, it will be trade of 8. Trade of 8 at this point in time. Cross fingers, guys, cross fingers that very, very soon we can annoy TTP with funding. And I think they use arithmetic data. Okay, if you're not, you can use any data feed you want if you're going straight to Ninja. Diane, if you're being funded, we've just got to make sure that you're using the right data feed. So yeah, well done. A great question indeed. Now, guys, we're in. Here's the boss. I can't say anything rude now because the big boss.
Here she is.
Alan, we've done our best today. The FDAX again looks like 5 from 5, maybe 6 from 6. NASDAQ, we had to be really patient on the NASDAQ, but once we got it, we belted it. So I think today's gone okay.
That's good. Good. Guys, listen, first of all, as usual, thank you so much, Mr. Lucky. Douro Academy, thank you so much for your guidance today. I'm sure that everyone's happy with the guidance and the trading. I love seeing all the interaction online, guys. I see you on Twitter, I see you on YouTube. So thank you so much for joining us for these live trading sessions. I do want to say, guys, futures traders, we have right now a very cool discount. 20% off, okay? 20% off using Prime Futures as your voucher code, okay? You can type it in really quickly at the checkout and you can get a Prime Futures account with 20% off. So go ahead, enjoy that. And many more interesting things to come. We're working very, very hard. I know Lachlan keeps teasing about that as well. We keep teasing about that as well. We can't wait until we can finally reveal what's coming up. A lot of the things that you guys are mentioning in the comments, believe me, we're working on it. So slowly, soon everything's going to be revealed, so to speak. And basically, you're going to be one of the first to know. So stay tuned here in these live trading sessions. And Lachlan, thank you again. Thank you so much.
Hey, that's my pleasure. So, guys, look, we did well, guys. We did well today. Ahmed, we did well. As you've done great. So, again, thank you to the TTP for having us. Again, tomorrow, guys, we'll be back to our normal live trading room, but we'll be doing the same thing, guys. Cody's got you tomorrow. I think it'll be amazing. So, Arlen, look, thank you for having us, guys. There again, the markets are quietening down. You see those candlesticks on the European markets have all gone to sleep now, so they've gone to lunch. It's beer and sausage time over there in Europe. No offense to Europe, of course, but that's what they're off to do. Lunchtime. So I'll run away. I'll see everybody in the old LTR tomorrow. And again, Arlen and TTP, thank you for having us. It was great. And another good trading session with some good profit made. So hey, we'll come back tomorrow. We'll do the same thing again, and we'll do it over and over again. How about that?
Super. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you for having us. I'll see you soon. Bye bye bye.